Hello everyone, so welcome to the last episode of Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. Is it good? Yes. So let's get into this. There was a bunch of references, and in between all of that, there's a huge fight with Alice. So, in the last episode, I honestly thought that Alice was going to get completely overwhelmed. They made it seem like that, but that would have ended the episode way too quickly. What we get in this one is the large fight and then the wrap-up afterwards, which I honestly think wraps everything up really nicely. We get a lot of references, and overall this is a good one. Maybe not as good as some of the other episodes that have come before it, especially with all the emotional feelings that they put into it. All the bits from the previous episodes where I thought I was going to end up tearing up, and did in some instances, we didn't have any of that in this one. What we had was a nice, satisfying conclusion. So Alice doesn't exactly get overwhelmed, kind of holds his own. We get to see a lot of mobile suits go up against him, including the original Build Divers, the new Re-Rise team. We get to see Rommel come in, and it's now confirmed that he is Captain Zeon. I had loads of people in Discord and on comments the last time saying, you know, Rommel's Captain Zeon, can't you see it? And honestly, the way that it was wrote, you could take it either way, or at least I thought that. But no, everybody else was right, so I stand corrected there. And I don't mind admitting that. Rommel is Captain Zeon, and I like the way that he kind of has it as his secret identity. As soon as Kazami comes back, he's like, you know what, I'll go inspire him. So Kazami gets to meet his own hero, and gets to be more or less equal to his hero. We see later on that he's actually named Captain Kazami by the end of it, so he gets a promotion of sorts. We get to see Alice stealing the Earth 3 armor from Hiroto, and then Hiroto does what I honestly wanted more of the show to do, which was mix the planet system up. But we got to actually see it in full swing here instead of the limited change from one of the last episodes. We got to see a mix of the planet system, which was really fantastic to see. Absolutely enjoyed that. There were a lot of moments in this where there were some really hard-hitting moves that were pulled off that I really enjoyed and had me grinning like a schoolboy, just at how crazy it was. We had Captain Zeon and Kazami both chopping up one of Alice's ships. We had Mei kicking one of them. We